What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Crew First Culture Podcast. This is Jeremy. As always, I want to thank you very much for spending some time with me today. I hope that I can use that time to add a little bit of value to your life. That's the main goal. So, jumping right in, I'm going to kind of stay with the theme that I've been using since getting going again with the recordings of basically looking through this notebook that I have of quotes and thoughts and ideas and things like that, and just picking some things out that I feel like I can, share some emotional ties and some stories, some experience and a little bit of a message through. And so today that's what we're going to do again. And actually today we'll talk about kind of the runner up to the sign off that I recently talked about feeling like I needed a new, sign off statement or whatever. And that's where the no matter what or where you come from, greatness can come from you. The other one that I had in mind that I was kind of going back and forth with is this one. And basically kind of to sum it up is lead with your life no matter where your life leads you. And so, like I said, this was one of two things that really spoke to me the loudest in a big book full of, not full, but a very content packed book of things that spoke to me. These two were the greatest and loudest. And so, they both mean a lot to me. They both say a lot to me. And so this one, I felt like it definitely needs to be talked about. And of course, I've got, a little bit of a personal tie to it as well that I can share and hopefully maybe kind of connect some dots for you as well. And so I'll say it again, lead with your life no matter where your life leads you. To me, we can talk about our values and we can talk about what's important to us and our non-negotiables and this and that. And when things happen, we can, give our side of the story and try to show people that, this is the real me, not the real or not the version of me that's being talked about. Or we could just live our life and let people see who we are by the way we live. And what kind of came about to bring this thought to mind for me was, of course, and going back to the situation that I went through earlier in the year, at work and getting involved in investigation and getting in trouble and end up getting demoted and all this and that. And so, of course, for any of you out there that work in the fire service, you know what the firehouse environment is like. It is basically just a salon full of old ladies that love to gossip about other people. That's pretty much the closest I can find comparison to it. And I'm sure our career is not the only career that has that. I'm sure that happens to varying and various levels at everywhere. But anyway, the firehouses are bad. They're really bad. And so, of course, for somebody that had been involved in a an issue and especially a punishment as severe as mine, people are going to talk. And my department is only about 130 people as far as suppression goes. So it's not tiny, but it's definitely not huge. You know of everybody. You might not know everyone real well, but you probably know of everyone. And so, yeah, rumors and lots of talking going on. And of course, I come on after the punishment was handed out to a brand new crew, a brand new shift, everything, lots of people that I've never really worked around. And, you know, stories were going and going and going. And I had a personal desire to straighten some of it out because the stories that were being spread were not accurate. The things that were being said about the decisions I made were not even close to what really happened. And so, yeah, to me, it's hard to just sit back and let that stuff go because that's not who I am. That's not what happened. And so I spent a lot of time for I don't even know, at least maybe a month just dispelling rumors and telling people what really happened. And I will say that I never just intentionally went up to people and just started telling my story. I didn't just share this stuff unsolicited, but if people asked for the real story, I was going to give them the real story because it hurt to hear these things being said about me performing a role that I took so seriously and that I know in the first place weren't even true. And so I spent a lot of time doing that. And I it didn't take long to realize that each time I did this, and especially, sometimes I would just kind of straighten up a few things. Sometimes I would go into the whole story if it was somebody that, I had a relationship with that they wanted to know what really happened. And, it's somebody that I've connected with in the past or whatever. And so I would go through the whole story and it just ate away at me. It sucked the life out of me. The Each time that I would tell the story and go through all the details and bring it all back up, all of the feelings that I faced during that whole process, the process that took basically 4 months to from day of to the end of and the punishment, 4 months worth of feelings and different just struggles and challenges that every time would come back up. And I finally realized that it doesn't matter. And so just one day, like I said, I've already been sharing this. And so one day, one of the guys that actually worked on my crew in years past, he came up to me and same thing. Is just he's being respectful and he's like, I've heard lots of different things and it doesn't matter to me. I know who you are, but I just want to know the real story so that I can you know clarify when somebody's saying something else. And so at this point, I had already written up or typed up really the whole story because I'd gotten so tired of telling it. I I just wanted to type it up, and if it needed to be shared, then I could just share that. And I told him so. I'm more than happy to share anything and everything with you. I've already got basically the whole story kind of saved in a document, so I don't have to relive it every time when I get home. I'll be more than happy to send it to you. And that was a shift change. And I was driving home, which if you've been listening for a while, I've got a long drive. I've got an hour and a half to drive home, and I just started thinking a lot about that and a lot about the results of all of that pain and just reopening the scabs every time. What has that gotten me? And just came to the conclusion it doesn't matter anymore. for one, I've already told my story dozens of times, probably to almost any and everybody that I've really had any kind of relationship with, because they've already either been on, you know, with me along the process, or they've come to me and asked already to straighten things out. So what am I gaining by continuing to bring this up? Even if it's just printing it out and handing it to somebody now that I had it typed, what am I gaining? To me, it became clear that these people are going to talk no matter what until something else happens that they can talk about. And that's exactly what happened. And that's exactly what always happens. But for me to personally put myself deeper and deeper and deeper into darkness because I want to clear the air of, some misguided rumors, it's it's completely a waste of time. It's a waste of everything that I put into each of those times. The people that know me, they know what is possibly happened, or what there's no way that that happened. They know me. The people that have worked with me, the people that, I've trained with, the people that I have a good relationship with, they know who I am, and I don't have to clarify something like that with them. The people that might not exactly know who I am, but they understand kind of the person I am. They might have some questions. Well, they might come up to me and ask, and that's fine. But it's everybody else that they're just wanting the latest gossip, or they're just wanting to have something to talk about. I don't care. Those people are not going to be a reason that I put myself through that pain. They're not worth it, because I could sit here and talk for hours and justify everything that I did. And as soon as I leave the room, they're going to have something else to say about, what I said wasn't true, or what I said really doesn't make sense. It doesn't matter. The people that are going to be sharing these rumors, especially the people that just don't care if there's any truth to it or not, the people that will never approach those involved, the people that just enjoy feeling the suffering of others, I guess. I don't know what it is. But those people are not going to be satisfied with anything I have to say. So why would I ever put myself in a worse place mentally and emotionally to try to clear something up with them? So that's where I got to. I got to a place that I was good. I don't care anymore. I don't care about, you know, what got me to that point. I don't care about, what I could have done to make the punishment less. I don't care about, you know, where things ended up. But things ended up exactly where they needed to be, exactly where God wanted them to be. That's all I need to worry about. And so I kind of reached out to him, the one that asked from the the story that morning, a little later, and I just told him, I nothing against you, but honestly, I don't want to share it anymore. I I am comfortable with just saying, if you want to know who I am, just watch me. Just watch the person that I am living out the life that I'm living. Am I perfect? No, I'm not. I'm not trying to say that at all. I screw up every dang day, but I am 100% comfortable with the person I am being the embodiment of who I am at least trying to be. If you want to know whether I am competent in making decisions, then just watch the decisions I'm making right now. If you want to know if I am somehow becoming checked out and lazy, then watch me. See if that's who I am. If it is, then there's your answer. If it's not, that's your answer. I want to be I want to be the person that I am made to be, and I want to do it in a way that I don't have to explain that. I just live it. And so, it kind of goes back to some lessons that I've learned and really maybe even still struggle with a little bit of, as far as expectations go. I don't, that's not part of my job anymore, but I don't really put anything into expectations anymore. I, as a leader, am going to be the example of what I want you to be. And the culture that we're building is going to be the barometer that we measure everything by. And so, if it's not something that you think I would do, if it's not something that is going to better our culture and put us in a better position, then I expect you not to do it. That's the expectation. It's not really expectation. It's that easy. If it's something that is going to put us in a better position, if it's something that's going to make us safer, if it's something that's going to, build the culture stronger, then yeah, let's do it. And it's the same thing with me. I don't do things like I should, but I feel like I can say I'm pretty good at least doing the next right thing. When I mess up, I try really hard not to do it again and not to continue the slide. I I hope that this is the way I'm viewed. Honestly, I can't answer that question. That's a question that you would have to ask people that, are around me. But I feel like I am not asking anything from others that I'm not doing myself. And that's what I mean by leading with your life. You're leading others with the example that you're giving them by the life you're living. And so really that's it. That's kind of the meat of what I have to share today. And I hope something speaks to you, because I know there's a lot of people out there going through your struggles, your valleys, your dips in the road, your hitting your obstacles. I mean, I know firsthand several that have just reached out to me, talking about their own. So I know it's everywhere. And so if that's you, just understand that you can you can talk and justify and clear the air until you pass out. But the people that don't care about you, that just want to share the latest rumors and gossip, it's not going to change anything. And the people that do care about you and know you and want to be authentic with you, it doesn't matter to them either, because they know the real story. They know the real you. So if none of this matters, then let's not waste our time rehashing things that are going to have a negative effect on us, that are going to, you know, put us in a deeper spot than we already are. The challenges of life and of this career are they're they're numerous enough, and they're big enough that we don't need to make them worse. And so, with that being said, if you're going through some struggles and dealing with some things, if you're the topic of the latest gossip, and it's gossip that is unfounded and untrue, it sucks. I know it sucks. And I hate that for you just as much as I hated it for me. But let them talk, because you're going to prove them wrong every step of the way. When they try to take something from you because you are, standing up against something, or you're standing out, you're going to show them that all they're doing is just making it better for you and your message and what you're trying to do. People can take a lot of things away from us. Our bosses, our family, anybody can take lots of things from us, but they can't take our choices away. They can't take away the choice we have to go about every day with the best attitude as we can. They can't take our choice away from having the perspective that no matter what we go through, we're here for a reason, and it's going to be okay. There's going to be light at the end of the tunnel. They can't take that away from us. You can take away authority, and you can take away all the formal things that our job brings, but no one can take away our influence. No one. We all have it. It might not be good influence. There's some of us out there that are spreading a lot of influence. They're very influential people in the departments, but it's not a good influence that they're spreading. That is something that nobody can take from you. Use that. Remember that. This is who we were meant to be. This is why we were placed here. And we are going to keep pushing forward. Lead with your life, no matter where your life leads you. Thank you very much for joining me today. Like I did the last episode, we'll do another free advertisement. If you've been watching on YouTube, it's been scrolling on the bottom there. Today, we're going to talk about natural decon. I've known Tara for quite a while. She's a great person. I know she's got a lot of great people that she has working for her as well. Use their products for a long time. I noticed now that they even have a laundry detergent that they're offering, which is pretty cool. So go visit them and check out everything they have at flamedecon.com. Some good stuff there. And I will say this, I can't say every, just because I'm sure there's been a few that weren't, but almost every conference I've been to, there has been some type of Flame Decon swag in, the bags that they give out as far as for instructors or for students and all that. They're always they're always passing things out for free and trying to do the best they can for the fire service. And so I really appreciate that. Thank you, Tara, and the team there. So anyway, that's all I got. I really appreciate you sharing and liking and subscribing and all the things, because I'm terrible at doing all of this stuff on my own. I need your help. So thank you for that. Please continue to do so. And until next time, remember, no matter what or where you came from, great things can come from you. We'll see you.